ask questions. You can ask whatever you want. I don't care. Thank you. They saying happy birthday, Mom.
They did. They told me.
Yeah, they comment. See, look.
Oh.
So let me show you how TikTok work. And you gotta focus.
I'm listening. Hey, happy birthday. Y'all so nice.
Yeah, somebody said happy birthday, Miss Connie. Has Erica been messy all her life?
Yes.
How is she, Erica, or how old is she? She's 71 today. Her 71st. My mom is still working full time. Well, she just got off of 12s and now she's doing 8s. So she's very active. Just to give y'all a little high level overview, I am one of 4 with my mom, and my 2 boys are 2 of 17.
That's about right.
Yeah, 2 of 17. And she's a great grandmother of 4. She did mirror the TV to the TV, Erica. What you mean? Oh, look. She texting her boo back. I'm finna get that phone. Look, man, I'm gonna be messy now. She was just fussing earlier. Now, yum comment.
I'm just texting just to tell them to quit. Don't call me.
Erica,
Come on,
not too much on Mama. Mama Connie.
Yeah.
What are 3 flaws that Erica has?
3 what now?
Flaws.
I see y'all questions. I'm gonna ask.
Controlling. Messy at times, but most of the time. And judgmental.
Okay.
You think I'm judgmental?
Why do you think she's judgmental?
Well,
I think that's more control.
yeah, I guess so. Cause I mean,
I just like things my way.
see, that's what I'm finna say.
Erica, shush.
That's what I was gonna say. She wants it her way. I ain't gonna say her way or the highway, but she thinks everything should be the way she wanted to be, and nobody else has a chance to do their thing. She wanted to be done her way, but that is not life. That's not how it is, and that could cause ill feelings between people.
Somebody said, what advice would you give to... Hold on, let me scroll back up. I'm finna come in on my other page so I can see the comments and not be... what advice would you give someone that recently lost their mother? Now, I need you to pay attention on that one, not to your phone. Tell them give you 30 minutes.
That's a hard question because when I lost my mom and I did not have a close relationship. I felt a lot of times that my mom did not love me. She loved my other 2 siblings more than she did me. But when she got sick and she was on her sick bed, I know, I felt in my spirit, and God's spirit ain't never wrong. I felt in my spirit that she knew all these years that she was wrong about me. I was the only one there for her when she got sick. So when she passed away, I think she tried to tell me on her deathbed that she was sorry and that she knew she had been wrong, but it was too late. So if this person had a good relationship with their mom, I can feel your pain because I still feel the pain, even though I knew my mom was wrong about me. But it would have been I would have felt much better about her death had we been a little bit closer than what we was. It's hard. And it's a grieving process that you have to go through. And what some people don't realize, grief, everybody grieves differently. Some people grieve and some people don't. And I used to kind of like, how can your mom or your daddy or someone in your family die and you don't grieve? But see, what we don't know the kind of relationship that they had with that person before they died. That plays a lot into it.
Well, can I ask my three questions before I leave real quick? Question one is, why is Erica so messy? Why is Erica sleeping in a deceased woman's house? Why is Erica so messy? And another thing, why is mom looking out the windows and not straight at us? That's it.
She's on her phone, but you're not gonna be you ain't gonna be disrespectful. Okay, so let me tell you something. What's not gonna happen is this lady be disrespected, nor will I. He's gonna get you.
I'm not looking out the window. I'm just looking.
You looking at your phone?
I'm not looking at my phone.
No, I don't care about the people. You can look at what you want to look at.
Okay, you hear me? Mm-hmm. So to the person that asked that question, they need to ask me that question because I'm the one who asked her to come. So don't ask her, ask the man of the house. Have a nice day.
A little bitch ass little boy. Excuse me. My apologies. No
Oh, it
disrespect.
sounds like a woman.
Oh, they only 20. We don't know what age they is. They just a menace. So recently, AZ is a character here that was trying to be unlocked, and they made an unaliving threat to a lady and stuff or whatever. Talking about they was gonna execute them, and all this other stuff.
Oh my gosh!
Attention, just want attention.
Oh, don't look at it.
So
like
he got
that.
his little 3 minutes of fame. I mean, they doing what they want to do about it. So I have nothing to do with that part. So, another question was, what are the 3 qualities that you love about Erica? That was from AB, not AZ.
She's an excellent mom. In general, she's a good person. And she's trustworthy.
Another question. They messy. I'm gonna ask it though. They said, does your mom know you're the bedroom bully? My mom doesn't know about my sex life, but my mom does know that I'm a freak and I don't care. Okay?
Bedroom bully? What's a bedroom bully?
Then you say I like to be in control?
Oh, don't worry about it, Mama. Don't worry about it.
Nothing about that.
No, it's fine. You don't got to.
Did you have to whoop Erica a lot?
Yes.
Child. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
I'll call you right back.
Okay. They said, did you have to whoop me a lot?
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
I wouldn't even call it whoopings. She used to beat my ass.
She called it beating.
She used to beat my ass, y'all.
But she deserved it. She needed it.
Yeah, like, oh, she used to whoop my ass was not the word. You know what's so crazy that y'all asked that question? Because me and her just had this conversation. Was it Thanksgiving? The night before Thanksgiving?
It was one day this week.
We was talking about when I first moved out. And she was like, I can't believe you've been out for darn near 30 years on your own. Cause I moved out when I was 17. Because it had gotten to a point where we both savages. So we was bumping heads and I just couldn't take it no more. I ain't want to follow no rules. And my mama went upside my head. I was 16, about to turn 17 or whatever. And she went upside my head and I felt the need, like I wanted to draw. I felt myself drawing back and I said, never gonna do that. So I'm gonna be out. And I was working 2 jobs. I was working at Taco Bell and Balo and going to school. I was tired than a son of a gun, but I ain't never, ever been back home. Have I, Mom?
She told me that she couldn't She told me that she loved me, but she couldn't follow my rules, so she's getting out of here. And that's what she done. She ain't looked back and she ain't been back. But she did it.
And I be
She did. She worked 2 jobs.
and I
Went
be
to
what
school.
44 in December.
She did it.
Yep. And graduated on time. Did all what I was supposed to do.
She did.
But,
I mean, she went to school every day, seemed like getting in trouble. But when she got back to about the 11th grade, she just straightened up. All of a sudden, she just straightened up.
Can I ask a question? What was the last situation that made you leave?
me?
Yeah, because a parent don't just put their hands on you for nothing. What did you do?
Oh, what exactly that I done? Oh, I think I stole her car. I snuck her car. I used to do that a lot. She found out along like 2 years later because I had my license since I was 15. That was back in the day. And I think I stole her car. I don't remember what it was, but she beat bobbity upside my head or whatever. And like I said, I done got, and of course I'm small, y'all, because I was an athlete. So I done drew back. And then it was that moment I said, oh, heck nah.
She knew it was time to go.
It was time to go.
Wait, you say you squared up where?
I did.
We did?
Is it my turn?
Wait, hold on.
Hold on a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I did.
Wait, Erica, you squared up with your mom?
Yes, and that's when I realized that I knew I was in the wrong. And before I would take an action like that I would forever regret, I just knew it was best that I get out of the house.
Oh, shit.
And I did.
That's what she did.
And that's what I did.
Okay.
And then we became like my mom was never, she whooped my ass, but she loved the loved the hell out of me. You get what I'm saying? Like it was one of those, I'm gonna tear your ass up, but I love you down. You get what I'm saying? Like she would still talk to me. She was still, I was rebellious, because after my parents divorced and stuff, I was a menace. Okay. I'm just be honest with you. I was a menace, but she still loved on me hard and still was teaching me and right from wrong. I just chose to do what I wanted to do because I wanted to do it.
And that's what she did.
And I just kept doing what I wanted to do because I wanted to do it. And it was a consequence to everything that I did. And that last time, I don't know, it was just more so like I got bigger than my britches kind of like deal, and I was just like, yeah, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. I had a self reality check and I had to dip. Yeah, I was crazy.
Someone said, your mama just folded her arms. She don't like you cursing.
I be trying. Now my sibling, I got a sibling. I ain't gonna say which one.
Oh my God.
I be real respectful as much as I can, but at the same time, I am.
I'm gonna let your guests ask their questions. Sorry.
Thank you. Hey, Erica. Hey, what's your mama's name?
Connie.
I can't hear you. Sound low.
Miss Connie.
Hi, Miss Connie.
Hi.
So, Erica, I'm gonna get messy.
Okay.
Have your mom been to the clouds before?
They want to know if you ever did reefer or anything.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
No, never.
Never.
Oh, have you, Erica?
I did.
Did your mom know about it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, no questions is off limits.
No questions.
Okay.
Except personal, addresses,
Yeah.
any of that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I just want to answer messy. So, do your mama know how messy you are, Erica?
Yeah. Before you came in, we was just talking about it.
Oh, how messy you are. How you be starting stuff and then hide your hand too.
No.
Sometimes.
Yeah, she
I
having
can't
all.
hear you.
So you when okay, so y'all, I'm on the water phone. So if you come in the box and if I'm talking, just mute so everybody can hear me. But
Okay.
if you're off mute, obviously you can hear me now, right? Okay, so this phone I dropped in the water. I'm gonna get it replaced soon. But anyway, before you came in, that was one of the things that we talked about. She said Erica always been messy. Erica's always been nosy. She nosy as hell, and she always in somebody's business. So she had already answered that, but I'll repeat it.
And not for nothing, even if she did hide the hand or whatever, ask the question direct. Because anything that happens on our side, it don't matter to mama. Word.
Go ahead, Icy.
Hold on for a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Does your mom know you ate pussy on a sex tape?
And she don't
Mom,
care.
I don't care though.
no, we don't care.
Oh, that question was asked before. Why didn't you say anything about that, y'all?
I had already answered it.
I know that, but she told me to, if I have a question to say it directly. Why didn't she say something to that person that came on the panel and asked?
I don't know. You can have X draw that later. Okay.
I did, but okay, this you and your mom's interview. I'll leave. I can't think of nothing right now. If I do, I'll come back.
Okay.
See,
Nice to
this
meet you.
thing. Shabbai.
Thank you. All right. So there was a question in the comments earlier. Um. What is your proudest moment while raising Erica?
Her not getting pregnant as a teenager, like I did. That was one of my deepest fears for both of my girls. And I'm proud to say that they did not. They were full-fledged grown, living in their own houses when they decided they want to have children.
I was 21 when I had my first child.
She's always worked,
I've always worked.
always held her own down,
Yeah.
ain't never hardly asked for nothing. She made it happen.
I was a hustler. So,
Always have been.
I had my first child at 21. And he's 22 now. And then I had my second child at 25 and he's 18 now. So, yeah. They said, how old was you when you had your first?
17.
So my brother, what, 52, 53, 53.
52. He just turned 52 in September.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Any more questions?
Someone did say in the comments, what is your proudest moments with raising Erica?
The fact that she was a go-getter, because when she told me that she was leaving, I just knew that she was going to come back. But she didn't. All of her other three siblings have always come back home, but not Erica. She was headstrong. She got that from me. She was headstrong. She set her heart and her head to do something. She do it. That was one thing. That was one thing that I did like about her.
She sleepy, y'all. We just came from dinner. We were supposed to do this a little earlier, but today is her birthday, so we just kind of was out. It says, as your mother, is it anything that she regretted she have ever done in life? Is there anything that you've ever regretted that you've done in life?
No, I can't say that it is, because everything I done, I felt like I had to do. I've never been one to hurt people's feelings. I've always been one to shoot straight from the hip. I talk to people, not about people. I've been that way all my life, and it's certainly too old to change up now. I feel like sometimes my standards were a little bit higher, but I didn't feel like I had to lower my standards for anyone. I had those standards set in place for me, and it didn't matter I ain't gonna say it didn't matter about people. Yes, I am, because I've always been taught what people say and think about you is none of your business.
Somebody said this is deep. I feel guilty for not wanting to be there during this point where she's passing.
I can't tell that person how to feel, but regardless of what mom did, at the end of the day, she's still mom. I still tell my children to this day, whether you are 2 or 52, I'm still the mama. I had a conversation with my oldest son, ain't been too long ago, and he said something like, Mama, you can't talk to me like I'm 15. And that's what I had to tell him. But as far as if I was that person, I would I would be there for mom. Because I found out that, because I questioned God about that. Ain't been too long ago. I said, Lord, how come I didn't know back then when I was raising my children what I know now? And he specifically let me know that you wasn't supposed to, but I made it. I wasn't supposed to know back then what I know now. That's not how I go. So if I was that person, that's still your mom, regardless of what she done. I know that's easy. It's easy to say and it's hard to do, but I would be there. I would be there because it is my mom. I felt a certain kind of way about my mom, but I tell you one thing, I was there for her, regardless of how I felt.
That was good advice. I do feel, in my opinion, that sometimes with the older generation, it's kind of one of those, they tell you because you should or whatever. But I like the way kind of put that. But you also gave your own experience earlier of your relationship with your mother, and you still stuck it at the end of the day when she was on her dying bed. You still stuck it by, and during her transition, that she pretty much was saying she was sorry.
Yes, I already knew.
I will say, so my advice to the person that asked that is it's never too late to ask why. And because you don't know what they have gone through themselves during that time, and may have taken it out on you. Hence me and my ass whoopings. I'm convinced that my mama used to whoop my ass because I look just like my daddy.
No, that wasn't it.
I'm just playing.
Wasn't it.
But I know. But I was bad as hell. But, as you just heard her say, sometimes their childhood trauma transitions over to their upbringing, but I'm glad that she did break that cycle, with her kids. She gave the love and the attention that she didn't get in her childhood to her 4 children. And she goes above and beyond for her grandchildren. Y'all, my mom has 17 grandkids. And I swear to God, you would think that it was only one, the way that she treats them. And I asked her one time, a few years back, I say, dang, Mom, you treat my kids better and these grandkids better than you treated us. And her answer was, you wasn't a grandchild. I was focused on raising you and I can enjoy them. So I'll be a perfect example. Like I said, this week, my mom been here since last Monday. She leaves tomorrow. And, she has been so loving to my bonus baby. My bonus baby been up under her like white on rice, and and she told her, she's like, you my grandbaby, so I'm talking about, they was like this at the hip, jointed at the hip. And she was up under my mom more than she normally would be up under me, and I love seeing that. I love seeing them bond and just having their own little private conversations, and she helping my mom and they doing, and accent, so she broke that cycle. So that person, I would say, is never too late, because I'm just being honest. I had to tell my mom, like, Mom, you don't never tell me you love me. I was younger then. And she was like, yes, I do. I say, no, you don't. And then I think it clicked into her head, like, dang, maybe I don't. But it's not a one person now. And she told me that she didn't hear that. So she didn't know to say it. But now I constantly hear her telling, I love you.
Every time I get off the phone with one of them, I say it.
The grandkids, they all call,
And my children.
the children, people that she close to. So, but because she didn't know that she wasn't doing it or something that she, it wasn't a learned behavior, that she learned growing up. But I brought it to her attention and I just had a conversation with her because y'all, I'm a lovey-dovey person. So for real. So I knew what I needed, but I had to teach her that though.
And the chain had to be broken somewhere. Chain has to be broken somewhere. Generational curses, they have to be broke, if they can be. But all people involved have to be participants. Now I don't get off the phone, and when I get off the phone with either four of my children, that's the last thing I say to them. And my younger son, he will always say, I love you more. I love you more.
So it's me. Yeah, that's both. That's my second to the oldest brother. She said, so it's me. Cecilia says, does Miss Connie approve of you and Eric? She said same. That's his screen name. You and Eric's relationship. Does she like him?
I most certainly do. I most certainly do.
You want to explain or?
I didn't know that he opens the door for Erica all the time. I say, I don't think I've ever had a man that do that, because I haven't had that many men. Of the men I've had, I was married to those men. I haven't had no boyfriends and nothing. So when he opened the door for me this evening when we was getting ready to go out for dinner, I'm like, what is he doing? And Erica was coming out the door. She said, oh, he do that all the time. I said, you know what, Eric? She did. She told me that, yes, I do highly approve of Erica and Eric's relationship. I do. And yes, I do like him. I like him a lot. I love him like he would be one of my sons. Because I can talk to him. He's easy to talk to, just like I talk to one of my sons.
Thank you. How many times have you been married?
3.
Okay, and that is, y'all, she packing too. So we just took a little break. She said what she said. I have 2 older brothers. That was her first. My dad, me and my sister, and then after that.
The first one I had to, because I got kicked out.
Yeah, she sits like this, just randomly, just close her eyes. She is not asleep.
I'm not asleep, but I'm tired. I got to pack. I have a lot to do.
Yes, Polly, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Happy birthday, Miss Connie.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking your time out to be here with us today. I want to ask, how does Mom feel about Sam and her bonus daughter? How did Mom react when she found out how you met Sam? You know, it was a different generation before the World Wide Web. Lastly, fake messy. Does your mom understand what you do on Messy Talk or TikTok as a whole?
Oh, she asked me or you?
Okay, so the first question was, what do you feel? Well, she just answered the first question about how do you feel about the relationship between Sam and Abigail. I guess you already answered the part about Abigail. I mean, about Sam. So I guess the second part would be, how do you feel about Abigail?
Oh, I feel like she's my granddaughter. I've come to love her the short time I've been here. I was so anxious about meeting her. I've always spoken to her on the phone or through FaceTime. And I was really excited about meeting, and now I know why. She's a lovely child. I mean, seemed like she just bonded with me. Everywhere we went, she was with me, not with Erica.
How do you feel about the way that we met? Because you know we met on TikTok.
Oh, I didn't know that her and Eric had met on TikTok. I think, was it today? I asked you.
She asked me. She thought she was like, "How did y'all for real meet?"
I
And
said, how did y'all really meet?
And she said, "How do you?" And the question, second part of that was, "How do you feel about that?" Because it's a different generation of meeting.
I mean, I don't feel no particular way. To me, it's just like people going online meeting somebody. I mean, I have no specific feelings about it.
Did I miss another part of it, y'all? That Polly asked.
I've never met anyone.
Oh, she asked, how do you feel? Do you know what my role is here on TikTok?
No, I don't, because I don't know. Only thing I know about TikTok is about TikTok shop, and I just not found out about that.
And that's because she liked to shop.
Yeah, but I didn't know anything about TikTok. I mean, I done heard, like, since I've been here this week, I done heard bits and pieces of what be going on, and I mean, I'm like, is she really talking to somebody? I could hear some of the stuff that was going on, and I'm like, wow.
So let me tell you, just transparent, y'all. I don't keep nothing from my mama for real. She asks, I just answer. So I am, like I said earlier, y'all wasn't in here earlier, but this is Messy Talk. Messy Talk is definitely messy. I would say I call myself the wooden spoon, and I'm the human tape recorder. Because I remember everything. You remember we was just in another live listening in, and you was like, ooh, it was Brenda's live that we was in, y'all, before I went live. But so my role on Messy Talk is I'm a human tape recorder, and I kind of remember I give recaps and I kind of give a play-by-play of what happened in another live. I know. Give me until 45. We got about less than 10 minutes, y'all. And I kind of give recaps of what's going on. The name of my platform is called the Truth Trap House because I'll bring a receipt and catch somebody in the lie real quick. Right now, I got a lady mad at me because I did a recap of her, and they had said in another live that she had put that booger sugar up her nose. You know what the booger sugar is?
Gotta be talking about Coke.
Yes, the white girl. So, and she was on live, and I zoomed in on it, and then I pointed it out. And then this other lady, she also had an issue with me. So she told the lady to sue me for defamation, but she can't sue me for defamation because the lady went to jail because she was on an ankle monitor for violating probation for failing the rug test. So it was, I ain't worried about none of that.
But that's what Messy come in.
Right.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what Messy come in. She had no business meddling in there. Had no business doing all that.
Everybody business.
I wouldn't have never done all of that. Never. That's what you call messy. That's past messy. That was none of her business.
Ain't none of it none of my business, but they being mine. So let me give you a little high level recap. I really don't give a dang for real. So you remember when I told you when his name on here is called Same, but when we first kind of started dating, we just went into a live one day, and you see how Polly Memes is in the box right here?
Yeah.
We went into the box. We was in the car, and I cammed up just to speak to the person who kind of gave put it in the planted the seed, and we just kind of watered it months later, whatever. But like a month or so later, I would say. And we were just saying, hey, and they was like, oh, is that such and such? And all I did was pan the camera over, and it spit like wildfire because Same, he had his history on TikTok where he's a giver. So he was gifting and throwing gifts in the live. Can y'all show my mom what gifts look like as well too? So he would go into people's lives and just throw gifts onto the screen and, whatever. So, and give cash outs and all this other stuff. And they was dragging him through the mud. This was right after his wife had passed. And, we met months later. But during that time, a lot of people didn't want us to be together. So they would say different derogatory things and stuff to keep. Right there. You see the gifts? Mm-hmm. See, that was a hand heart. Thank you, Auntie Kitty. So, and people sending roses. You can't see them. You see them right there?
I see them.
Okay. But it led up to and of course I'm not gonna never stop being me, and I'm not gonna unapologetically continue to be me. It led to them instead of them coming for me, they would always come for Zane, because he's not gonna respond. You see how he is. He's respectful to women. He don't argue, doing none of that stuff. But I will. So when they was coming at him, primarily it was in place for me, for real, for real. I was the one that was being the mouthpiece and stuff. But they ended up, I was protecting somebody else, and they didn't like that I was protecting them, and they ended up doxing Sane for that. With Eric, they doxed him on account of that. So, but just to try to hurt me, they doxed him, his baby. They put up pictures of his late wife and things like that. So when they want to argue with me, you see how that person just came up in the box and was like, "Why she's sleeping in that DC?" Someone last thing his name is on his name. The deed is in his name. It's his house. But I let them say these things. You get what I'm saying? They say I'm laying in a deceased woman's bed. Let's answer that. Am I laying in a?
I ain't even going into all that.
Okay, so she ain't that messy. That ain't none of that. But anyway, so that's kind of stuff
I'm not messy. That's
so that's kind of high level of what's kind of been going on. So hold on, we got 4 minutes. So that's kind of what kind of has happened, over time, and just even most recently, when they want to argue with me, that's what they'll try to bring up, but they don't
got nothing else to do.
Right. Go ahead. She got one last time. We got 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
How do you feel about Essence?
How do I feel about what now?
Let her back up. Please let her back up.
Additionally, Erica, you do know what side we are on, and people do the most to keep their lives super private on here. What made you want to do this interview today? And to Miss Connie and Erica, what was the hardest point in your relationship, and how did you both get past it?
I'll answer that. Well, what made me want to do the interview? Because I'm transparent, y'all. I've always been an open book. I love the hell out of my parents. I attribute who I am to my parents. I speak highly of my parents all the time. And it was a way of getting y'all a piece of me. For real, for real. Cause I have it ain't no secret. You get what I'm saying? And I attribute the person that I am to my parents. I had some very great parents. Y'all quit dropping them. I just said let them back up.
Dropping what?
They dropped the person because I want you to answer that question. But anyway, and I will say our relationship, we were so much alike. Once I moved out, me and my mom became the best of friends.
Essence. How did you feel about Essence?
Now you can handle that Essence question.
How do you feel about Essence?
My granddaughter? Essence?
Mm-mm.
Who is Essence?
Point proven. Tried to tell y'all.
I'm gone.
Are y'all good with that one? Huh? Exactly. I tried to tell y'all. Nobody wanted to believe me, and I'm a liar. And that's why I got out of the camera, turned my head, so y'all could get it raw and uncut.
I gotta go.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you. I gotta start packing. Oh, hand me my phone.
Oh my word. Later, Connie and Erica. Thanks for having me.
Oh, your phone. You're welcome, Polly. Why is the voice changing though? I am so sick of you with this voice changing. So
nice meeting you, ladies.
Ladies and gents. It's 175 people in here. So, right, she'll get up when she'll get up when she's ready to go. But
I like to keep it spicy.
I don't like that voice, Smiley. I'm just playing. So, y'all, she got an early flight in the morning. So yeah, I'm gonna be up all night because I don't think I'm gonna go to sleep, but because I want to do some things. But that was my mom, Miss Connie. Thought y'all was gonna get a little bit deeper, but it's okay. But I'm glad that person did come up. So, I'm glad that person came up here and asked that question, thinking they was being messy. But it proved what I've been telling y'all all along, of what it is. Okay, but that's my mom. That is a piece of me. That's all I got left outside of my pops, you know. So, but if we can keep going, y'all got any other questions? Hey, Cece. Y'all was real messy. Now, I wonder, I just got a question though. I don't care about y'all asking because I know my mom is transparent and I know I have a very open relationship with her. But I wonder how y'all, I hopefully, thank you for allowing me to share my mom. I wonder if y'all would be disrespectful and talk about coochie to y'all own mama. Not that I mind, because she don't give a darn one way or the other. Just like when y'all asked had I ever I was at her house my very first time. Because her rule was, if you're gonna try it at home so I know you safe. So they wouldn't. They wouldn't. Alright, let's see. Sorry. Hey Shell. But anywho, if y'all had any other questions, I'll be glad to ask her. Maybe I can do a video. Looks young, they can't say much. Right. I mean, she turned 71 today. I love that lady down. That's my dog. That's my heart. I be telling her all kind of stuff. Sometimes she be looking at me like, we be on FaceTime and I be like, Mom, guess what? And she be like, girl, you could have kept that to yourself. But she gave me that floor. She gave me that door to be open like that. That's why I could sit right here. Yeah, she turned 71 today. It's still working full time. I almost told y'all where she worked. She's so proud. She's still working. I had to beg her to take time off. She just came off of 12 hours. My mom do 12 hours a day. She just came off 12 hours 2 weeks ago. But she normally works 12-hour shifts at 71. Pretty dope. Absolutely. Of course she would approve of a blended family. I wish I would have kind of got it, but I'll be honest. It was a blended family. We kind of grew up like that. You know, I just told you that she just told y'all she was married 3 times. None of her children are born out of wedlock. None of them. It's 4 of us. 2 boys, 2 girls. I got 2 older brothers, 1 younger sister. And she was married with all her children. DV hits home for me. This is why I avoid all those questions. She'll tell you. That's why I don't mind telling you. Because she'll tell you. She was in another relationship with my oldest brother's dads, and when she was leaving them, she met my dad. Well, she went back home and she told y'all about the relationship with her and her mother. When she was leaving, she couldn't stay in the house with her mom, the way that their relationship was. And when she was leaving, she had one on the hip. I know the story like by heart as if I was there, and my brothers are 8 years older than me. And one was holding in the hand, and my daddy was riding down the road and picked her up, put her in a hotel, didn't do anything, didn't try nothing, ended up marrying her. I think 6-7 months later. They stayed married for many a years. They divorced when I was 13, 14 or whatever. And also had my little sister as well too. So, and when my dad passed as my brother's dad. My brothers are 52 and 51, and that was daddy. They weep just like I did. So, what siblings are you closest to and why? I'm the middle child. I'm with my middle brother. The one who was in a car accident, that is my dog. Okay? Y'all, he looked like Martin. For real, for real. If I ever put a picture up here, yeah, y'all, everybody always would say, but he looked like Martin because he got my mama big old eyes. I wish he would have been closer to the camera because when we were sitting there, then I said, Mom, what color is your eyes today? My mama eyes are gray and like very, very light hazel. And then the brim of them have like a little green ring around them. So they be changing colors depending upon her mood. And today they was like a grayish brown looking color. Sunday they was all the way gray, just like my grandma. But my my brother got big old eyes like my mama, just like me. But he favors Martin. But that's my dog. Because Bo is he that person that is so raw and uncut. He hood, but he loyal. He all about family. He's an amazing father. He gives great advice. He's unbiased. He is hilarious. He's an all around just dope dude. He's made mistakes in his life, but he's unapologetically him. That's the 51-year-old. He just turned 51 a couple of weeks ago on the 7th of November. But he the one that will put me in my place, but will still love me. And he's a protector. He's a provider. He's a perfect example of what I see as a rounded dude. And he's an amazing father. I've never seen both of my brothers. I look up to them as fathers because I ain't never seen men outside of my dad that will bend over backwards for their children. And one of them have 6 children and one of them have 5. And they both have grandchildren. And when I tell you, they will sacrifice everything for their families. They will sacrifice everything for their kids. They will miss work if they have to. If their kids got something going on at school, they will do what they got to do to make sure that their kids is good. They bend over backwards for my mama. I had to put them on D&D, y'all, for the first 3 days when my mom got here, because every single day, 5 a.m., they call back to back simultaneously or whatever. Calling mom, they call her every single day. My mom, right before we came on the live, my mama can pick up the phone right now and call my second to the oldest brother, and he ain't even, it's gonna be half a ring. And he gonna snap to it. She ain't gotta ask twice for anything. So that's the one I'm closest to. Sorry, I went into a long range. My mommy was everything, my best friend in the entire world. Cherish her. For real, she is my best friend. I love her. I just want to say publicly, no matter which way this crazy internet may drag you, good job. And big thanks to you and your mother. You guys helped me at least. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your mom with us and being vulnerable. What siblings are you close? I saw that. Saw Mother's Day clip when you surprised her. Yes, I do. I love to do that. Am I close to my sister? I am close to my sister, but my sister is hard-headed. She is 8 years younger than me. And she a Cancer. So she's emotional, but I love her down. She pick and choose when she want to listen, but she still listen, you know. I love her children down. I named all her children, you know. I be in the birth room with her, even though it was traumatic experiences all 4 times. But we are semi-close. We're not as close as we could be. But that's on her. But I don't discount her, disapprove of her or anything like that. Still love her down. Would do anything for her. Would do anything for her kids. Her kids love and adore me. They FaceTime me, they call me auntie, this, that, they have high respect for me. When they get in trouble, I'm the first person she'll call. Because she know that I'm going to get them right together. Because I am a disciplinary. I don't whoop kids. I don't do none of that stuff. But they know I'm stern because I have 2 rules. Don't lie and don't disrespect. And I do that with all kids. And I'm that auntie that will break my back for you, give you anything. But I'm also that auntie that's going to put you in your place and check you and make sure you're doing the right thing at all times. She do. I wish she would have came on here and gave y'all some of her sayings. I'm going to try to record them before she leave. Y'all, she say some of the craziest stuff. I be dying laughing. Had that phone not rung, I would tell you this. Hey Billy, you probably would have got a little bit more spicier. She was a little distracted. I already knew. As soon as I seen that phone, I shouldn't have told her who it was. As soon as I seen that phone, I already knew what time it was. Hey, babe. But what did y'all think that she was going to say about Same? He called her mom. Y'all, Same is, we here. Same is a gentleman. He is. Like, he is very chivalrous. Like, my mama couldn't believe that we sit at the table and eat dinner together, every night. She couldn't believe that we sit at the table and eat breakfast and do all these things, because that's how I am. But she also did that for my daddy too, so I don't know why she was tripping. But Saint opened up my doors. I don't have to open no doors. I don't put no gas in my car. I don't wash my car. I don't touch no trash. I don't do none of that stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like, he is very chivalrous. So, and she got to see it in action. Her first time meeting him was my father's funeral, unfortunately. Because, she did. She do love him. She do. Her first time meeting him. But I will say this. During my father's service. Oh, can I tell the story? So, when me and Saint first met, for the first time in person, I FaceTimed my dad. We had to go to Louisiana our first time when I first flew here. He had, he found out that one of his aunts were terminally ill and they didn't expect her to live long. He said, I'm so sorry, but we got to do this, da 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 da. I got to go see her, but she didn't make it. She passed while we was on our way. And while we was on our way there, I FaceTimed my dad. If y'all don't know, my dad had multiple myeloma. And I found out maybe a couple of days after I had just met Same. Let me back up. I'm not going to tell that part. But I had just found out a couple of days after I had met Same. But when I found out, he had called me and was like, we was on the phone just talking. And he had called me. He was like, hey, something telling me something wrong, whatever. And he called me. And I was like, no, I'm good. And I just like, let me just call you back. I was driving. He was like, nah. And I told him. And he was like, hey, stop right now. He said, pull over. And I pulled over. And that man started praying for me, y'all. And I was like, oh my God, so every day he would ask me about my dad, whatever. A couple of weeks passed. I came down here, flew down here to see him for the first time. We went to Louisiana to see his family. All of this happened so fast. Met his dad and aunts and all the whole family, brothers, siblings, all the other stuff on our first time meeting. But he also met my dad via FaceTime. By the time I flew back home that Monday, my dad passed away 2 days later on that Wednesday. Thank you. And I didn't call him and tell him, but he called me. He said, hey, I feel like something is wrong. Something going on. My spirit is telling me something is wrong. And I just busted out crying. And then when I told him, I just got so angry and I punched a hole in the wall. All this other stuff. This man was trying to take a flight to come to North Carolina to see about me. And I was pushing him back and like, leave me alone, or whatever. He was like, give me somebody's number, something. So I gave him my best friend number. I looked up, this man was here. And he just did all the things. Even during his grief time, he was still making sure I was good. And when he got here, he went and got my boys' suits tailored, did all the things. He knew my dad had found out that my dad, through my stepmom, because my dad was remarried, that he was a Colorado Buffaloes fan because he loved Deion Sanders. He had ordered lapel pins for him and my boys to wear. Like, it was just so much that was going on. I didn't have to do anything. He made sure they had their haircuts, but did all the things just to make sure. My dad was in Georgia, and he helped me to get his, talk to the funeral home and do all these things, write my daddy obituary, all this other stuff. Got there, a certain person told me not to let him sit in the front row because my dad would be displeased. But he sat up there and held my hand and cried with me, my mama, and my stepmom at my daddy's casket or whatever. And prior to that, we was trying to find a church because my dad went in South Carolina, but he wanted to be buried next to his mama. And my best friend found the place or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, he was like, man, next thing I know, everything was taken care of. He had did what he had to do, did all the stuff for the repast. And y'all, when we got to the repast, we ain't had nobody to serve for real, because I ended up catering for my dad because I knew he liked my food. So I did the decor, cater. He had me set up the room prior to and all that stuff the day before. Y'all, this man served my entire family during the repast. My stepmom walked up to me and she said, your daddy would have gave his blessing or whatever. And she was like, but I'm going to give it for you. And I was like, oh. And my mom pretty much said the same thing. Ooh, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. But it was some dope. It was so dope. It was so dope. We was at the grave site. The pallbearers was late or whatever. He was running, trying to carry my daddy to the grave. And I was like, man. I said, God, I don't even know. But anyway, all that happened or whatever. We walking back from the grave site. He said, sit in the family car. Yeah, this man sat down and got on his knees in the dirt or whatever to take my heels off, to put me some slides on or whatever, to rest my feet in front of my entire family. Man, my cousins, they cracked on me so bad in the group chat. I was going out, man. It was so funny. It was like, man, you got to tell this man he doing too much. He setting expectations that we ain't even trying to follow for real. Da, 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 da. My brother was like, hey, bro, Say was like, man, your brother don't like me, but because he was sizing him up. But after, later on that day, they done chopped it up and stuff or whatever. He was like, yeah, that's it. Sis. So it was just different things. So y'all wonder why I fight so hard for real. Like, he's a good dude, straight up and down. And it just was timing. It was just timing. It was timing that everything happened the way that it did. I've never told nobody that. And y'all probably gonna use that against me. I don't care. But it's the truth. For what it was. AI said family stories and question and answer. Ask about her mom. He's a Pisces. It doesn't get any better. I'm raising a Pisces, so I know. Curious minds want to know. I gave y'all a lot of details and personal business. Certain things I just haven't and won't share. Y'all. So, I let y'all assume. Girl, don't care about these. Yeah, true. So, that was a lot. That was enough. Honey, what's going on in these streets? If y'all ain't got no more questions, I'll answer probably like 2 more questions. 3 more questions. I'm sure somebody's streaming and they done said, I can't believe AZ came over here. I'm calling his mama daycare tomorrow. Does your mom share the same culinary and design excellence? My mom is I wouldn't say no, she doesn't. I get my creative mindset from my daddy. My mom can cook, but once she learned that I could cook, it was a wrap. I tried to get her to cook Thanksgiving. She was not going for it. She did all of my prep work for me though, but she would not get in that kitchen and cook. She said them days are done. When she learned that I could do hair, I had to start doing my little sister hair. Once she learned all that stuff, it was all folded over. But no, she has good taste. She has good taste. My mom loves designer perfumes, accessories, and things of that nature. She is a label. She won't buy off-brand stuff from grocery stores, stuff like that. She's very particular. Our house used to be the neighborhood house, you know, where anybody, she would feed anybody. She don't give a darn who it is. Nobody ever going hungry. So you could come walk in our house at any time and it'd be a pantry, freezer, refrigerator full of food, and anybody could just whatever your favorite snacks was. That's just who she was. She was just extra. What would you say your mom's proudest moment of you would be? What she told them, me not becoming a teen mom. She had my oldest brother at 17. So me not becoming a teen mother and being independent, holding it down on my own. Because like she told y'all, I've been out since I was 17. I was a senior in high school, working 2 jobs. And that was by choice. She did not put me out. She has never put any of her children out. Like she said, I've always held it down and did my own thing. I've never been back home. I've always been independent and been a hustler. I've always worked. So that was her answer. Somebody asked that earlier. Anything else? Y'all, I did not need this cup. But my mama she bought her one, so she was like, you want one? I was like, sure, why not? I didn't say no to anything this week. Every day we left the house, we came back with bags and bags of stuff. I just had to go buy her 2 suitcases today so she can go pack. That's why she said, Eric, I gotta go pack. Son came in here like, this is ridiculous. Abigail coming here like, Daddy, look. Sporting her new shoes and new stuff or whatever. I was like, I didn't ask for any of this. But I definitely would take it. And I won't tell my siblings. So